Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome to the next episode of The 100. Last episode we had quite a big twist towards the end where we found out that whilst, yes, it's great that we can now live on Earth and they know that back in the Ark, we've now got the issue that we can only send so many people down and the rest have to stay on the Ark, which is obviously still failing over time. Obviously, I think they said about 700 people can go down. So once those 700 people go down, people can survive longer on the Ark. But we just don't know the full impact of that. I'm hoping it's going to be explored more in this episode. Other good stuff from last week was we got to finally find out the guy's name was Lincoln, which is the grounder who is obviously very close to Octavia. And I'm glad she let him escape. Obviously, I feel like people might have mixed thoughts on that. The episode hasn't gone live yet. But I feel like it was the right thing to do. Whilst the grounders are trying to kill everybody, it does appear that he's working by himself. And we don't fully know the extent to that yet, and Octavia's the only one that seems to really be able to get through to him, and even she's the only one that seems to think smartly and be able to get results from him. So I'm excited to see kind of where that story leads. Whether he's going to be in this episode, I don't know, because he has escaped. Therefore, he might be gone for a couple of episodes before showing up again. We've got the guns, which are now in camp, which I'm really scared about where they're gonna go, because it's just never going to end well. I said it last time, I'll say it this time. I mean, it's been a little while since I watched the last episode actually, but I still have that fear that these guns are going to end up with some innocent people dying in the crossfire, because that tends to happen quite a lot in these shows, so we'll have to see what goes on there. What else happened? I guess the big thing as well is we had some development with Bellamy, which, as somebody who doesn't particularly like Bellamy, I actually quite enjoyed, because we got to see a nicer side to him, and it was nice that he was taking some responsibility for what he'd done. Like, he had caused a lot of deaths. Yes, he might not have known that cutting out the radio would have caused the 300 people to die. Yes, I don't think he knew that. However, because of that, they did die. So, in turn, it is partly his fault, or mostly his fault. And it was nice that he started to feel guilty about that, because I know initially it seemed like he was just didn't give a shit. But it was just pleasant to see a softer side to him, because he has been this hard-shelled, acts before he thinks, bit of a dickhead at times guy. So to know that actually behind that there is a nicer person, which I know we were meant to see when he protected Octavia all those years, but I just didn't care about that so much, because I still just felt bad for Octavia, who's probably my favourite character so far. But it was just nice. It was good to see that he was taking some responsibility, started to feel a bit guilty, and that he owned up to what he did to Jahar. And then it appears like he's not got away with it, because that sounds wrong, but because he was put up to it, and now they know that he was put up to it by that dude who's now dead, by Bitch Lady. I'm hoping that he'll start to evolve a bit more into a more thoughtful person, someone who has better impulse control, and just somebody who thinks before he acts, if that makes sense, because I feel like he could be a really strong character for me if he just goes the right way. This episode's called Unity Day. I have no idea what that means. I've been thinking about it for while I was setting up my camera and stuff. I don't know what it could mean, so let's just jump into Unity Day and see what it's about.
Every year we mark the moment our ancestors and the 12 stations joined to form the Ark.
Oh, then that's what Unity Day means. Okay.
And they realized life would be better together.
It's
The
funny,
opposition saw
this is so
and they wanted to be together too.
accurate of how we look at history sometimes in the... What the fuck just happened? I was gonna say, it's accurate that we gloss over certain awful parts of history and put a positive spin on it, but shit, the bed. What is this show? Did they just blow that child up? I want to say that blonde lady's behind it. She's a bitch. And somehow this will further her own goals, but I don't know.
Where's Counselor Sydney?
She left before the blast.
Maybe we don't. What's the second choice?
Take the Exodus ship now.
So there was them.
Can our engineers get it ready?
To charge the batteries on a ship that size without causing a disruption to the arc takes time.
Then cause disruptions.
It'll get cold. With the lockdown, even if they find a way to isolate the lesser populated stations.
I hate her. I fucking hate her. She just... I want to know more about why she's doing what she's doing. But I hope she gets killed pretty quickly.
Columns are still dead.
Oh, the meeting to, like, fall in love.
We'll make a warrior out of you yet.
Ooh. He is sexy though, it is. Just don't do anything stupid. Put the knife down.
You lost this.
Oh.
No more killing.
I don't have the power to call the truce.
Then bring me to someone who does. Hey, look. The rest of our people are coming down here.
I can only imagine that if he can speak
When those
English,
people get down here, if they feel threatened,
everyone else
they will
can.
start a war.
And the truce
And I don't
is
want
the
that.
sensible way forward.
Neither do you.
But it's not going to happen.
I think that's why you blew that horn.
Or it will start to happen. And then something will
Once the soldiers get
fuck
here, it'll
up.
be too late.
And a lot of people are going to get
We have no
killed.
power to stop them. But if they see that we're at peace, then maybe we have a chance to stay that way.
It's such a sensible idea, but things don't ever work out that well in TV shows.
Marcus. I'm sorry. There was an amazing spirit.
I'm hoping this doesn't kind of
This launch should be delayed.
turn him into something like evil again. He was starting to be better.
People and just heard back. His name is Siler Ridley.
Fuck you.
Panic.
So what are you gonna do when the guard come down and commandeer Monty's still?
Build another.
It's fun to see Clark having a nice time. She's such a serious person. I don't particularly like her at times because I think, like we talked about in the comments, she caused a lot of the problems in episode 4.
What is it?
Murphy's Law with Charlotte and Murphy getting hung and all that stuff. So I just wanted to see more of like, the fun side of her.
I've set up a meeting with the Grounders.
Don't shout, don't make a scene, Clark.
With who? How?
Just didn't went well last time.
His name's Lincoln.
Well, wait a second. He spoke to you?
It's not important. If we want to live in peace,
Then we can't live in peace with people who've done nothing but kill us.
can you think of a better way to stop the bloodshed?
Yes, come on.
With the guns that the guard burned down.
No,
War?
no, don't talk about no.
I need to talk to you.
Having fun yet, Princess?
I'm serious.
Oh,
I need you to follow us. Be our backup.
oh.
Guess we didn't know about this.
The Grounders are going to have people watching out as well. This is just going to backfire. Are you so stupid, Clark?
Bring guns.
If anyone gets killed or hurt or this meeting falls apart because of this, I'm just saying right now, I told you so.
How'd you do in chemistry class? Oh, well, the fates are smiling upon you, my friend.
Are they setting up something here?
That was great chemistry.
Because there's a bit of chemistry. And she obviously knows that Finn's
Gassed off. Pretty sure the,
with some, well, got his heart set on someone else.
You killed 6 people. Should have been 7. Jaha's lucky he cut his speech short.
I know you're upset about what happened in Section 17.
I lost my wife. You're damn right I'm upset. But this is about more than the culling. Workers all
She
over
chose
the
to die,
earth.
though?
Tired of getting screwed. It's our kids you sent to die on Earth.
Uh-oh.
There goes the power. That's our cue. Leave him. He's gonna die in here anyway.
Now, we can vent in breathable air, but the temperature in those sections is falling fast. People are gonna freeze to death.
It's a mutiny. Diana Sidney, she's diverting power. She's taking the exit to the ship.
I'm glad that you kind of realise it's her quite quickly. Because I get so frustrated in shows. Even though it's a good storyline, like when there's a villain and nobody knows about it for like half a season. We see them acting sinisterly, like behind the scenes. Oh my god, I didn't realise it was this widespread. Fucking punch this bitch in the tits.
How many of our people are on board?
I love these two. And one of them's gonna get killed very quickly, I feel. Awkward. Will they come in? Oh, I'm excited.
Oh my god. Horses.
Yeah, we said no weapons.
Oh my god. I love the masks and stuff that they wear, like the costumes and...
It's too late now.
I want outfits, not costumes, but...
It's time to do better.
She says while there's people nearby with guns pointing at them. Don't end there, don't end there, don't end there. Okay. So, Lincoln must be part of the Grounders to get this meeting set up, although it seems like he works by himself.
Your name is Clark?
Yes.
I'm Anya.
Anya. One of the best characters in Buffy, just FYI.
You started a war that you don't know how to end.
What? No, we didn't start anything. You attacked us for no reason.
No reason. The missiles you launched burned a village to the ground. Your ship landed in our territory.
We didn't know anyone was here. We thought the ground was uninhabited. I see your point.
Please just...
That's why we need to put an end to all of this.
Yeah. I'm scared.
Abby?
Diana, don't do this. It's already done.
Get her out of here.
Wait! We could use a doctor on the ground. Come with us. You owe Jaha no loyalty. He's
You just
killed
blew
your
up
husband and
a kid's
betrayed you.
play.
You're just like us.
Are they going to force her down to earth? Oh dear. That's not good.
I promise I will do everything I can to convince them to honor the
Correct answer. Don't make any false
Why
promises.
would I agree to an alliance that your people can break the moment they get here?
Our technology, they will wipe you out.
They wouldn't be the first to try.
So you don't know what they've got. We don't know anything about them.
Oh no.
They might just be doing what you're doing. They might just be doing what you're doing and watching and making sure that
I don't see anything.
you turned up with guns. Why would they not turn up with people?
You're gonna shoot! Clark, run! Run!
Shit.
Oh my god, Lincoln.
You better not fucking die, Lincoln.
Scratch. Okay, run. Don't start to get behind your walls. Go. Take her.
I'm so pissed that this didn't go the way I wanted it to. I mean, I knew it would end up going wrong at some point, but I was hoping at least they'd survive the bridge meeting without a fight breaking out.
It means the dropship's still tied into all of our major systems. Power, water, air. If it launches, the Ark will be crippled and everyone left on board will die.
Can we do it from our side?
Yes, but it takes hours and they're not waiting.
You had me shot! You detonated a bomb in a public meeting, killing 6 innocent people!
There aren't enough dropships to get everyone down to the ground.
Well, she's right,
What is she talking about?
but this isn't the right way to go about it. Oh, they're both terrible people.
We always do!
Sirs, we have to go.
Shit.
Everybody out! Get back out of the...
Oh my god.
I told you, no guns!
I told you we couldn't trust the grounders. I was right. Why didn't you tell me what you were up to?
I tried, but you were too busy making bullets for your gun. You're lucky she brought that. Jasper fired the first shot.
You ruined everything.
I saved you.
He did fire the first shot, to be fair. I mean, it looked like the grounders were going to fire,
We sure as hell are now.
But they could have just been doing what they were doing, which is
You didn't have to
watching.
trust the grounders.
Ugh.
The Exodus ship.
Just what we need, more fucking arseholes on Earth.
Her mom's early.
Wait. Too fast? No parachute?
It's gonna crash. What is happening on this show? Okay. A lot happened on the episode, and there's a lot to process. I'll try and remember to talk about everything, but if I forget about a certain plot point, then I apologise. But this show is moving at such a fast pace, and I'm kind of loving it because it feels like the storylines that on normal shows, maybe if a season had like 22 episodes, it might be slightly different, but the storylines that would be spread out over a few episodes on a normal show. So, for example, at the end of the last episode, we found out that Diana was evil. Evil is probably the wrong term to use. A better term might be that she had her own agenda. And on a normal show, that might be spread out over like 5-6 episodes where we see her behind the scenes doing bad things, la la la. But this is the next episode. Everyone else found out what she was up to. And obviously there's a mutiny. She blew up Unity Day. All that kind of shit. So speaking about her, I really don't like her as a character because whilst I agree with some of her points, and she's right, Jaha does lie to people. Again, I said it when we found out at the end of the last episode about the 700 people going to Earth and no one else can, at least not right now. I said, just be honest. And he wasn't. But I mean, by the sounds of it, he didn't really get a chance to because very soon after that conversation, they blew up Unity Day. But I'm not sure exactly how long was left between last episode and this one. It's not overly clear, or if it is, I missed it. But I feel like she's just such a bitch and goes about things the wrong way. Like if she wanted to expose Jaha and tell everyone this is what he's doing, was that the best way to do it? No. Could she have done it in a speech or a public conference thing? Yes. She could have gone there, said there's not enough dropships for everybody, Jaha's lying, and people would have listened to her. But saying it through a crack of a door whilst you're threatening to go to Earth with a bunch of people who have attacked other people, and in doing so, launching that pod will cripple where everyone else is that really going to be the best way to get to people, to talk to people, to get people to trust you? No. So when that guy said, I don't trust either of you, I'm like, I cannot blame you because Jaha lies, she blew up Unity Day. But I suppose, I don't trust you, but I'm going to go to Earth. Might make more sense, I guess. The ship appears to have crashed. I don't feel like Abby will have died. I feel like until I see her body, she's not dead. Or if she's going to die once Clark reaches it, I hope. Well, I hope she doesn't die because I quite like Abby. But yeah, I don't feel like she's dead. Why it crashed? Is it just because they launched earlier than they needed to? They didn't do it properly, and so there weren't the right precautions in place? I don't know. Other storylines. The whole Grounder situation. I know I mentioned it a couple of times in the episode, but I don't know, for the sake of like fair use, how much I have to cut out. But I do feel like I'm going to call them the 100, even though there's not 100 left, did cause a lot of that fight. I mean, we don't know what the Grounders' intentions were. Because if they wanted to kill them, I feel like they would have killed them when they got to the bridge, rather than start the conversation with Anya and have that conversation in the middle of the bridge about the truce and how that might work. So yes, this is kind of why I get so frustrated with some of our characters. Like, it was more so Jasper in this one, which surprises me, but I like Bellamy in that, because normally what I would say is hold off, but they did what the Grounders were doing, so they shouldn't have been there. They had weapons that wasn't agreed to, and they were sat there with the guns pointed at the Grounders on the bridge to watch them. The Grounders had people in the trees with weapons pointing at people on the bridge, and yet somehow Jasper thought that meant they're starting a war, but they're doing exactly what they were doing, if that makes any sort of sense. So they're both doing exactly the same thing, and yet the 100, Jasper, whoever, felt like that was not okay for them to do, and so started shooting. I'd like to believe that if they didn't fire, that the meeting would have gone ahead, Because like I say, I feel like Anya wouldn't have gone there and put herself in that risk if they were just going to start a gunfight or a war of sorts. Interestingly, they said the missiles they launched burned down a whole village. Now, what I was going to say, but I thought I'd wait to the end to say is, again, I put those deaths on Bellamy because he cut out the radio. So to let the Ark know that Earth was habitable, they had to send off these missiles, which burned down a village. They would never burn down the village if the missiles weren't sent out. They would never have to send the missiles out if the radio wasn't cut out. The radio would not have been cut out if it wasn't for Bellamy. So is that more deaths that are on Bellamy's head? Maybe. We don't know if there were people in the village. Presumably there was. It was night. Chances are people were sleeping. I don't know. It's just, there's so much going on between the explosion on the ship, which shocked me and killed like people, possibly at least children as well, and then them breaking off that pod and attacking people, crash landing onto Earth, the war between the Hundreds and the Grounders, which I don't feel like is needed. And it's funny, like, that Clarke is just, I'm still not liking her yet. She's jumping back and forward a lot for me. So she was siding more with Bellamy, and we need guns, we need war, or to protect ourselves, whatever. And that she wanted to bring protection to this meeting, which was against the rules. Not cool. But when she got to the meeting, she was like, yeah, we need to at least try. So I was like, okay, she's seeing sense. This might be okay. But then at the end, it's like, they started this fight. I'm like, Jasper fired the first bullet. Whether they were planning to kill them or not, you can't say they started it when they killed first. You know? Like they were saying about when the Ark comes down, or people from the Ark, the army or whatever, they were saying, if you fire the first bullet, we can't convince them that you want a truce. So, don't. So how is that okay to go with that logic? But Jasper fires the first bullet against the Grounders, and somehow it's the Grounders starting a war. I don't feel like Clarke's very intelligent. I don't feel like she thinks very much before she speaks. I feel like she just wants to fight. I don't know. My comments are normally telling me why I'm wrong, and I'm sure you will this time. But I just, at the moment, I'm siding with the Grounders. They seem to, like I've said before in this episode, they've been living here for however long. At the end of the day, they've probably lived here since the apocalypse. You know, since the bombs went off. They grew up on Earth. That's at least all I know so far. There might be more in the future that we find out. But as far as I can see, they've lived there the whole time they survived through the nuclear war. So Earth is theirs, is their home. And they have their territories, whatever, which we don't really know what that means yet. And these people just dropped into the middle of it. So I understand why the Grounders were pissed. Cool, not a problem. So why the 100 aren't even acknowledging that and saying, okay, you lived all your life. You know, this is your space. We apologise. We didn't know. Can we work together? Instead, they're just, we need to protect ourselves. We need to start a war. We're in the right. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm just intrigued to see what happens next. I'm scared, again. I'm nervous. I feel like this has definitely started a war with the Grounders, which is going to escalate. We've got 10, 11, 12, 4 episodes left. It's definitely going to escalate towards the season finale. I think the next episode is probably going to focus on the Ark and the fact that they've lost all their power, it seems like, and how they're going to try and survive and get things back up and running. And then it's going to focus, I think, on the ship that crashed and who's surviving from that ship. Presumably, well, it's weird because Abby's technically a prisoner. But then this Diana lady's going to be like, we want the best. Jaha's going to kill people. I'm the best person. Listen to me. So that dynamic's going to be very interesting to see how that develops. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. One of my commenters did say a few episodes ago, but I recorded a few in advance, kind of talk about my favourite characters at the end of each episode. I will talk about it briefly, very briefly, and then what I'm going to do is at the end of the season, probably do like some sort of character rank, tier, fight type thing to discuss my favourite characters. I might do something similar to how I did with the Supernatural ranking for the episodes of that, where I kind of pitted them all against each other to whittle them down to my favourite, my least favourite, or I'm going to do a tier ranking, I'm not sure yet. But I'll say right now, my top 3 favourite characters are Octavia, easily. She's the only one that seems to have a smart head on her shoulders. She seems to approach the situations sensibly and thinks before she speaks and acts and takes in both sides before she seems to respond. but seems to be wanting to better the place and call a truce. I really like Lincoln, and not just because he's hot, but he seems to have Octavia's best interest at heart. He seems to want a truce. He only seems to protect himself rather than attacking, say, Finn, because he wants to attack him. He seems to just be protecting himself. My other favourite character, I'd say... See, it was Raven. But the last couple of episodes I'm kind of going off her a little bit. Maybe Abby. I know she's probably quite a controversial choice, but I just like her. I feel like she's trying to do the best for the arc and for the people on Earth. And maybe not always going about it the right way, but I feel like she wants the best for everybody. Yeah, I just like her. So they're my favourite characters so far. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below this episode, my reaction, and your favourite characters at this point in the show. Please don't tell me about your favourite characters for the whole 7 seasons, because I haven't seen them yet. But just for the first, we're on episode 9, what your favourite characters were at this point. But yeah, as always, guys, my name is Scott. I hope you're well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you have any friends that are into 100, please share it with them and see if they would enjoy it. They might not, but I'm trying to get my subscribers to 1,000. That's like my main super goal, so anything you need to help, really appreciate. And yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all for episode 10. Bye, guys.